Welcome students. Today we are going to learn Science chapter number 1 for standard 6 Natural Resources, that is about air, water and land. Students, now observe the picture alongside and answer the questions. Now what you have to do, you have to observe the picture very carefully. What things you see, based on that you have to answer the following questions. The first question is, where do we see the birds? Where is the cow grazing? Locate the trees and the road. Where does the river come from? How does it flow? Where is the aeroplane? Where are the fish seen? On what is the sailboat floating? I hope you all got your answers. Now let's learn about natural resources. What do you mean by natural resources, students? Do you know anything about natural resources? You had learned in your previous classes. Let's recall the definition of natural resources. Air, water and land are the factors important for sustaining the living world on the earth and for fulfilling their basic needs. They are called natural resources. The things which we get from our nature, which is natural, which is not created by man, they are called as natural resources. For example, water, air, land, trees, these all are natural resources. Now let's learn about biosphere. Do you know anything about biosphere? Okay, now let's learn about it. Different living things occupy these spheres of the earth. Which are the spheres? That are atmosphere, hydrosphere and lithosphere, which they occupy are together called the biosphere. Now let's learn what is atmosphere. The atmosphere is the layer of air that surrounds the earth. The surface of the earth comprises water and land, that is the hydrosphere and the lithosphere. Of these, the hydrosphere occupies a much larger part than the lithosphere. Now you can see the picture. Proportion of land and water is given on the earth's surface. See how much percent of land is available on the earth? Only 29%. And how much water? 71%. We also look upon these natural components in solid, liquid and gaseous form as resources. In other words, we use them to fulfill our requirements. Which are our requirements? Our day-to-day life requirements. Let us now study all these three components in detail. Students, can you recall what are the 5 layers of the atmosphere? They are the troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, ionosphere and thermosphere. Now let us learn about the first natural component of the earth, that is air. Now students, what do you mean by natural components? All the things that occurs naturally, that means the things which are available in nature, that is created by the nature, that is called as natural components of the earth. Now we will learn about the air. The air in the atmosphere around the earth contains different gases, that are nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide, 6 inert gases: nitrogen oxide, sulfur dioxide, water vapor and the dust particles. The troposphere contains about 80% of the total mass of gases in the air, while this proportion is about 90% in the stratosphere. Further, in the mesosphere and ionosphere, the proportion of the mass of gases goes on decreasing, gases are not found in the exosphere and beyond. Now students, observe the 1.3 figure, that is about the proportions of the various gases in the air. Now you can see there is a different percentage of air which is present on the earth. The structure is here presented. The first one is the argon, that is 0.9%, oxygen 21%, nitrogen 78%, carbon dioxide 0.03%. Other constituents of air are the 0.07%. Now can you tell me students, this percentage of gases goes on increasing or decreasing, or it remain the fixed? Can you tell? Think on it. You can see that air is a mixture of several gases and is the chief constituent of the Earth's atmosphere. Beside these gases, air also contains water vapor and dust particles. The amount of gases in the air is the greatest near the surface and decreases as we go higher and higher from the surface. That is, air becomes rare at higher altitudes. For example, you have visited if Mahabaleshwar. How is the Mahabaleshwar place? It is cool place. Or whenever you have gone for some hilly station, as soon as you go up to the hill, what happened? You will found there less number of oxygen, isn't it or not? Same way, when the air is present on the land, it is higher, but if the air goes far from the surface land, then what happened? The air becomes rare at higher altitudes. Here altitudes means higher height. Now let's learn some uses of gases in air. These gases are important and how it helps us in different way. Why it is important for us to present this gas in the air. If these gases will not there, what will happen? We will come to know by learning its uses. The first is nitrogen. It helps living things to build the necessary proteins. It is useful in the production of ammonia and in airtight packaging of foodstuffs. Now you have seen the packet of chips. You have seen कैसा होता है वो चिप्स का पैकेट, उसमें एयर होती है ना. Why it is there? It helps to maintain the quality of the food product. Okay. The next is the oxygen. It is necessary for respiration in living things and for combustion. Combustion means what? For burning, and respiration means what? Inhalation and exhalation of breathing. If oxygen is not there, it is possible for living being to live? No. So it is a very important gas. Next is the carbon dioxide. Plants use it for producing their food, used in fire extinguishers. Now see, if plant will not get the carbon dioxide, we will get anything from plants? If they will not get the carbon dioxide, plant will die. We will not get any food crops, flowers or fruits, any good material from the plants. The next is the argon, used in electric bulbs. Helium, used for obtaining low temperature and also for generating lift in airships. Neon, used in decorative lights and for street lighting. See, we do the decoration na in Diwali or in someone's birthday party or some marriage is there. At that time we use that decorative lights na. At that neon gas is used. Krypton, used in fluorescent tubes. Next is xenon, used in flash photography it is used for the photography work. Okay. Students, always remember, the living world on the earth is sustained due to the balance between various gases and other constituents of air. The atmosphere is a very important filter. Why it is called filter? Because all the gases or the dust particles which is present in the air. Atmosphere, what it do? It works as a filter. It filter the air, make it pure, and the pure air we get. Okay, it allows the light and heat of the sun to reach the earth, which is necessary for life, but it prevents the harmful elements from reaching the earth. It is the atmosphere that fog, clouds, snow and rain are produced. See, because of balance between the various gases only it happens that we are getting heat and light from the sun, and also the atmosphere prevent us from the harmful elements like that fog, snow. Okay, understood? Students, now observe what is the similarity in the three pictures below. What things you find in this picture? What is the similar thing? मतलब तीनों में एक जैसा क्या दिख रहा है आपको समझ में आ रहा है? Okay, now I will tell you. All the above pictures show large scale emission of smoke through different agencies. This smoke directly mixes with the atmosphere, disturbing the balance between the constituents of air. That is called air pollution. Now you came to know why the air pollution takes place, because of the imbalance of the understood as it disturbing the balance between the constituent air, means the air and the presence of different smoke emission. What happened? It disbalanced the atmosphere. Okay, harmful gases are given out through combustion of fuels in vehicles and in big industries, and also through incomplete combustion of fuels like wood and coal. As a result, air pollution is increasing day by day. Is it good? No, students. We have to do something to stop this air pollution and for maintaining the balance in the atmosphere. What will happen if the air pollution takes place? It will become hard for us to breathe in the air and we will get sick. So what you have to do? You have to make less use of the vehicles or the gases which are harmful for the atmosphere. Now let's see the harmful substances released in air through combustion of fuels. These are the nitrogen dioxide, carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, sulfur dioxide and the soot. Let's learn about the ozone layer. Ozone layer is also called as the protective shell. Why it is called protective shell? Let's learn about it. There is a layer of ozone gas in the lower part of stratosphere. Ozone gas is not directly useful for the survival of living things, yet it is very important for living things to have this layer of ozone at a high altitude around the earth, as the ultraviolet rays coming from the sun are very harmful for living things. The ozone gas absorbs these rays. As a result, life on earth is protected. The ozone layer is destroyed if chemical gases like carbon tetrachloride or the chlorofluorocarbons used in air conditioners and refrigerators mix with the air. Every year, the 16th of September is celebrated as Ozone Protection Day all over the world to make everyone aware of the importance of ozone. Now, students, you come to know how ozone layer is important for us. If ozone layer is totally destroyed, is it possible for us to survive on the earth? No. So, what we can do for saving our life and others' life also on the earth? We have to try to not to use the chemical gases which harm the ozone layer. What we can do? Now you can ask me, teacher, how we can do like this? So one more thing is there to protect the ozone layer. We have to plant trees, as it helps us to what happened? Getting harm the ozone layer. It helps to not get harm with these chemical gases, as all the chemical gases are absorbed by the plants and they release oxygen. So students, at least try to plant one tree near your house or nursery you have at your house. Okay, it will help the ozone layer to stay in good health, as we also want our good health. What we do, whenever we got sick, we take medicine, we try to keep us healthy. Same way we have to try to keep ozone layer also in good condition, because if the ozone layer will get destroyed, the all the rays which is harmful, it will directly reach to us, and it will, what will happen, we will get any kind of skin diseases or harmful diseases. So if we want to protect us, we have to try to protect the ozone layer. Students, so do you know, in metropolitan cities like Mumbai, Pune or Nagpur, boards are displayed at places of heavy traffic to show the proportions of the various constituents of the air at that place. Due to these boards, we can see the amount of harmful elements in the air. Students, can you tell what would happen if there were no air on the earth? Students, if there was no air on the earth, plants and animals would not survive. All life forms will cease to exist on the earth, resulting in the planets becoming uninhabitable. Moreover, the ultraviolet rays will fall on the earth and cause untold destruction, because the atmosphere will lack ozone layer. As I told you na, कि if the ozone layer will destroyed, what will happen, we will not get fresh air or healthy air to breathe. So what will happen, it will bring end to living beings. Okay students, now let's learn about the next natural component of the earth, that is water. There is an activity for it, for you all. You can try it at your home. What you all have to do, observe how much water is used and for what purposes it is used in your house for a whole day. एक दिन के लिए आपको क्या करना है, आपको ऑब्जर्व करना है कि आपके घर में कितना वाटर और किस किस काम के लिए वाटर पानी यूज हो रहा है. एंड व्हाट यू हैव टू डू, यू कैन सी इन द पिक्चर देयर इज अ चार्ट. यू हैव टू प्रिपेयर दिस चार्ट एज लाइक शोन इन दिस पिक्चर. नाउ व्हाट यू हैव टू डू, यू विल make the two columns how it is made here, purpose for which water is used, and in the next column amount of water approximately in liters, how much water you use. For example, bath, brushing teeth, washing clothes and utensils, mopping the floor, drinking, cooking, etc. And after that, what you have to do, you have to divide the total amount of water used in your house by the number of persons to find out how much water each person needs. You will see that it is almost impossible for us to spend even a single day without water. We need to drink 3 to 4 liters of water every day so that all our bodily functions run smoothly. Other living things also require water, although the amount of water they need may vary according to their size of their body. Thus, we see that water is very important. Students, now after discussing the data or how much water is necessary or needed for you all and how much we use, you came to know that it is very difficult for us to survive without water. It is like impossible type only for us. So water is very important for us. So what we have to do, we should preserve it and save it. We should not waste water unwantedly. Okay, now as I told that all the living beings need water, only the amount of water is vary as per their size and their body. For example, now you all are small kid, okay, you will need less amount of water than your parents. If you can see the animals, elephant, giraffe, these animals, they need lots of water as per their size and need of their body. But if you can see the rat or the small animals like dog, cat, they need only little amount of water, but they need it. So water is very important for everyone. Now let's learn how water is formed. If hydrogen gas burns in air, it combines with oxygen and water is formed, and we get water in the form of rain. Now you all have learned about some characteristics of water in the previous standards. Do you all remember it? Just recall it. Let's learn few more characteristics of water. In nature, water occurs in 3 states. Water does not have color, taste or odor. Many substances readily dissolve in water. Therefore, water is a universal solvent. Universal solvent means it can dissolve many of the other substances in it. Water is also called as life. Why it is so? Because the blood of animals and the sap in plants contain a very high proportion of water. No living thing can survive without water. Therefore, it is said water is life. Students, observe the picture of 1.5. In that, distribution of water on the earth is shown. You can see both the arrows, the groundwater, ice and water in other forms. How much percentage or how much amount of it is used, and the other is water available for drinking. See, for drinking there is very less graphical presentation is shown. We have very less amount of water, but that is enough for all the living beings if we will use it very wisely. If we will not do waste of it, and the remaining that purple shows, that is all the seas and oceans water. Understood? Now let's learn the table. Distribution of water on earth. It have shown there are 2 columns, water available on the earth and at how much percentage. Now seas and oceans comprise of 97%, groundwater, ice and water in other forms, that is 2.7%. Water available for drinking, fresh water, that is 0.03%. Only small amount of water also is very much helpful for us, and it is enough for all of us if we will use it very nicely and wisely. Students, we cannot use all the water on earth because sea water is salty. अगर आप समुद्र के पानी को देखा होगा भी कहीं गए होंगे तो उसका टेस्ट कैसा होता है? सॉल्टी होता है, लाइक अ सॉल्ट. सो वी कैन नॉट यूज दैट वाटर. सम वाटर इज इन द frozen state. Frozen state means what? In the form of snow or ice on the top of the mountains. That water also we can't use for our daily needs. A very small quantity of water is available for drinking, yet it is enough for all the living things to sustain and to live healthily. Students, do you know in what ways is the water in seas and oceans useful even though it is salty? Water in seas and oceans is considered as the most important factors for covering all the needs of increasing population in the world, even though it is salty. In general, ocean water is used for recreation, as in swimming, and it will become cloud, then it becomes rain as well as snow, then lands on the ground watering the earth. Of course, it can be used for drinking purpose by filtering as well as cleaning.